What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Rude Opinions, episode 20, KT. 20 episodes. A couple months ago, we started this back up. Here we are, number 20.
Number 20. Here we go, dude. Let's fucking get this thing rolling.
Dude, it's been the people that have been listening to the pod, been watching it online, been commenting, been liking. We appreciate it. That's what keeps us doing it. Episode 20, we got a milestone. We're in the middle of WrestleMania season.
Yeah,
we got some things that have happened this week. So what's up,
Guess
KT?
who's back?
AJ
Styles is back.
And he had a great segment. But, let's start off by saying, both of our Royal Rumble winners have now picked their opponents. We have some of the main events figured out now for WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. I think it was a foregone conclusion that Jey was going to pick Gunther.
Yep. And
Charlotte is now picking Tiffany, which I think Tiffany needs that.
Oh, yeah.
I think Tiffany needs that program to work with someone like Charlotte. You could tell when they were in the ring together, Tiffany needs a lot of work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was cool. I like the way Charlotte came out and after Tiffany got destroyed and sets the chair up and, just going her, playing that queen role that she does. I thought it was cool. Charlotte's back.
Yeah, Charlotte's back. I really like we had a brief conversation on the phone yesterday, and we have to stop ourselves sometimes because we basically do the podcast on the phone and we have to stop ourselves. But this WrestleMania feels a little different as far as overlying storylines. The last few years, it's been the Bloodline and Cody. That's been running the whole company. And this year, it kind of feels like Jey Uso.
Yeah, Jey Uso feels like the overall, he's the big story. I mean, even coming out, the fucking entrance on Raw the other night. That place...
Right after Royal Rumble.
Yeah, this one...
Both of them, I mean...
Yeah, when Gunther attacked him this past week on Monday. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right. 2 weeks ago, because we didn't do a pod last week. Yeah, that was awesome. But this fucking week, man, they wouldn't even let him stop eating, man.
Yeah,
it was so
they
sick.
had to start his music back up.
And it was cool that the crowd did that and then allowed Jey, when he's up on the table, didn't even see Gunther sneak down and just blindside him, which was sick. Pretty much set
it was
that
great,
in motion.
They didn't have the camera shot on it, and Michael Cole is like, "Look out, Jey!"
Yeah.
It was kind of... Those things...
Yeah, we didn't even see it.
Those things look like accidents, but there's no accidents in the WWE. That was probably purposely planned. They didn't want the camera there, and it made it emphasized the situation. And for Jey to take the beating, and then to grab the mic and was like, "I still want you at WrestleMania."
He even said, I shouldn't do that. I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah. I think is what he said. And he's like, "But you and me at WrestleMania." And then Gunther storms back down to the ring, and Jey has his moment where he jumps over and kind of...
Dude, I honestly truly believe that Jey's going to win the title.
Yeah, you would think he would. I mean, I don't know. It would be the payoff, but I don't know what they're going to do. I could see Gunther winning too, honestly.
I mean, yeah.
And still allowing Jey to build for another moment. It depends on if they want to pay it off right away or not,
yeah.
I think.
But I mean, if you're not paying I've said this before, if you're not paying your storylines off at WrestleMania, what are you writing for?
Right.
You're writing for the Super Bowl. That's your Super Bowl. Why not pay it off?
And I do think that's the prior story, the premium story anyway, because they have a lot of time to build that. Cody shit feels like it's all over the other belt, I should say.
Don't give me stuff.
Oh, I know, here we go with this shit. But the Cody thing is that story's not going to be told until Elimination Chamber's over with. And it just feels like all those guys are kind of they're setting up for Elimination Chamber. I mean, even Punk and Logan Paul having that moment the other night, and it's all those things are just these little stories happening.
There, you're right. There's a lot of stories happening there. It's very weird because you've got Cody, you've got KO now going after Sammy, and Sammy giving the statement about how he's not going to be healthy and all that. That's bullshit. You still have Randy out there. Mm-hmm. Now you've got Solo Sikoa that's come back.
Yeah.
And then you've got Jacob Fatu, which I am loving Jacob Fatu, dude. I freaking think that they have got something there better than you could ever imagine. And honestly, I am done with the Cody Rhodes gimmick. The stale American Nightmare gimmick it's the same thing every week. The crowd, the fireworks, it's the same thing, dude. I'm so sick of it. And I'm ready for the heel turn. And I'm ready for a new Cody. This gimmick is over. Like I already know what's going to happen every week.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
It's becoming cliche. I mean, I love Cody. I do think it's time for him to take a turn. I think it'd be good. I think it'll put him fucking in another level.
You know what the problem is right now? When I'm watching wrestling and I'm watching Cody Rhodes, the champion, I have a feeling that there is no way they're going to let him lose. And that's a problem. When I'm as a fan know that there's no way Cody's going to lose, why watch?
Right.
Why watch?
I agree. But it's more than that because he's the face of the company.
Yeah, but there's different. Roman Reigns was the face of the company for 3 years.
Yeah, he was never going to lose. You knew every fucking week he wasn't going to lose.
There were times where they created challenges where you thought there was their chance.
Right.
And then it got to the point where you knew it was Cody. And then they swept it under and made you wait one more year for it. Now, they can't do that. Like, I honestly believe that Jey can win. Mm-hmm. Like, right now, I don't know what there is. Cody doesn't do it for me. He does not do it for me right now. I don't.
It feels like he's like fucking Rocky Balboa as a paper champion. Rocky 3, you know? Like, he's just... You're right. I thought with the KO thing, but like that seems to be...
Gone already. Randy's out there. We don't know what's going on with Randy.
Right.
You got Solo coming in the mix. Solo's not even in the Elimination Chamber. No. So what is his point?
Right.
He has no credibility with me. He's got his ass whooped twice by Roman. Lost to Ulafale. You've got Jacob Fatu's
ass.
Who, dude,
I love
last
you, Fatu.
night, dude, I was like, dude, that was, so is Fatu going to be the new leader of that group?
I don't know. I mean, we were talking about it as the Bloodline story dead, and
I think the Bloodline needs to all become one.
I think they're probably going to get to that point at some
like Roman. I think you almost have to remove Jey. Jey doesn't need the Bloodline. Jimmy needs the Bloodline.
Yeah.
Jey doesn't need the Bloodline. Roman, Jey, the Tongas, Fatu, and Solo. And if you run that, you could start a whole new thing with domination. You don't need the belt.
But is Solo going to take the back seat?
Or maybe he takes the back seat and waits for his shot.
Yeah, because he was given...
He falls in line. He does the I fall in line.
But he was still giving orders to Fatu the other night. Like, not like orders, like, but he was like, I need you to go win the belt. You know?
You notice, I really heard a couple things this past week talking about how they need to bring the championship back to their family. Mm-hmm. Like, they've said that several times. And how Jay's not going to be the one to do it. Now... Trust me, you've said this on this podcast about everything Michael Cole says means something, and it does. But anything that is put on that microphone by any wrestler, if you don't think that they're supposed to say that stuff, you're truly mistaken. Mm-hmm. There's meaning behind everything. And when they keep saying, you need to bring the title back to the family, like, something's going to happen with that realm. I don't know what it is. It may not even have anything to do with Jey.
Yeah. I actually was thinking that, like, Jey could be the unifier of it all. Like, he goes out and wins the belt with Gunther. I was thinking about this earlier this morning because of all the hype around Jey right now. And he's always been kind of the unifying voice of, like, really trying to keep the family together. He's the one that plays both sides. He's the one that, you know... And we've talked before about it being the ultimate thing to lead up to Jey versus Roman. At some point in time. That's going to be down the road, of course, because of where we're at. But, no, Jey and they are still the story that's continuously going because you're right. Cody's stale right now. He's just the champ.
He's stagnant.
He's just the champ.
I don't tune in anymore to see Cody.
And until the Elimination Chamber is settled, we're not even going to know who his opponent is for WrestleMania.
And right now...
So he's just lost in the weeds, is what it is.
I thought Jacob Fatu was going to qualify for the Elimination Chamber. I thought that would have been a great storyline. I don't want to see CM Punk, Cody. You got two faces. I don't want to see that. Who else in that is going to deserve a shot besides CM Punk? Cena? Are you going to go Cena Cody? Are you going to let Logan Paul and CM Punk screw each other over?
Of course,
to let Cena win that, because Drew and Damian, I don't want to see Drew versus Cody. I don't want to see Damian versus Cody, and I don't know who the sixth person's going to be.
It's going to be Cena Cody.
But maybe it is. I don't know. I am. The Cody belt means nothing to me. I don't turn on TV to watch Cody anymore. If I'm going into SmackDown, honestly, last night I turned on SmackDown because I wanted to see Jacob Fatu, and I wanted to see what he was going to do, and him and Braun and Damian. I'm liking me some Jacob Fatu right now.
Oh yeah, Fatu's fucking awesome. Yeah, that was really good last night. And
the whole crowd was chanting Fatu.
I know.
Like,
he's fucking over in a big way.
And he's not even trying to be over.
Yeah. But they're, you know what's cool is they're finally, like, now you're getting to see his personality a little bit more, which is awesome. So maybe, you know, it's going to be interesting. Like, I fucking kind of, like, am intrigued by it because I was over the Bloodline story. And now I'm kind of like...
The Bloodline story is not even...
It's not even a story.
It's not even
It's the family, I guess
Roman's off TV.
The family, I guess I should say. Yeah. The family dynamics of it all.
Yeah, Roman's off TV. Roman, you got an Ula Fale. That's great. That means everything to your family, but it doesn't mean shit to me as a fan. Like, yeah, it's important for your family, but you don't have a belt. And you don't even have a match. You don't even have a feud.
Is he even in the Elimination Chamber?
No. Unless, I mean, there's a 6 member, but they haven't announced, like, who was going to fight for it.
Right.
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
And now the women's match has kind of shaped up, and now that Charlotte has picked Tiffany, the only one that makes sense to go against Rhea is Liv. And we've seen that story already.
True. Yeah.
There's nobody else.
Didn't Naomi get in it?
There's no... Oh,
Didn't
God,
she fucking win the other night?
I'm so sick. And they had developments finally in the Jade story.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean, they had backstage footage, and Liv and Raquel were walking off to the side. I don't think that was them. Mm-hmm. I seriously still do think
it's going to be
Bianca. It's Bianca or Naomi.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if you see Jade come in, because now, before Royal Rumble, they never talked about the Jade thing. Now they're talking about it. So now they must be pumping her up.
You think she's going to be in the chamber?
Well, I don't know how she would be, but I think she could come and do something.
Right.
But I don't think there's anybody else worth fighting Rhea than Liv. I don't care to see anybody else. No. Rhea's kind of getting hosed.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that they probably went the Charlotte-Tiffany thing because Tiffany needs help.
Well, she's
so green.
She needs development.
She's so green, and Charlotte's going to carry her through this thing. Not just the match.
It's basically like sink or swim for Tiff. Like, she's gotten this opportunity. Yeah. Now let's see if you
her first moment with Charlotte, she was overwhelmed, visibly overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlotte swallowed her up in the ring.
Right.
Like, it was... And it's nothing against Tiffany. She just hasn't had moments like this.
No, and this is what they do. When they see potential in a star, they put them in a program with a true veteran, which is Charlotte. Yeah. And it's sink or swim. Like, she's either going to prove herself or she's not.
And everybody that says that Charlotte is not a working, willing to work with the company, and Cena's not willing to work with the company, they're 15, 16-time world champions for a reason. They've lost the belt 15 or 16 times because they're willing to put people over. And John Cena, that's what he's here to do now. Mm-hmm. Not that he needs to put Cody over, but maybe he needs to put Logan Paul over.
That's where I think it should go. But I did like the fucking CM Punk Logan Paul.
Well, this is what me and you do. We think that we've already written the show. We haven't written the show. And then we get upset when it doesn't happen. Especially me. I was ready to walk out of the room at Royal Rumble. But like, there's we're just talking about...
It's going to be Cena Cody because that's the big fucking... That's the moment. Cena's so over with the fans, which is crazy to me because for years they would shit on him all the time. And wish it would go away.
Here's a question. Day 1 main event, day 2 main event. Is it Cena Cody or is it Jey Gunther?
Jey Gunther. I think Cena Cody's the first night.
And you're going to let Jey and Gunther main event, or are you going to let Roman, CM Punk, and Seth main event night 1?
Ooh, that would be good too.
You could open up night 2 with Gunther Jey.
You know what, dude? I was thinking this last night watching everything from this past week and since the Royal Rumble, and like we've been saying it for a couple months now about like the direction just seems like it's all over the place. Like we even started today with this. What's the overarching story? It's Jey Uso. He's like the only important thing really. But they've got all these little seeds starting with everybody. Like even Braun walking up to AJ Styles, which was cool to see him in fucking a cowboy hat and street clothes.
Yeah.
I actually was like, okay, are they listening? Are they listening to us?
I thought about that too.
That was a big deal for me. But but then he just also had a thing with Dominic, and he's asking for a match with Dominic. Dominic, awesome. He's the best heel in the business.
Dominic,
he is so good.
Dominic is so good. I'd like to see they might just be doing AJ Dominic at Chamber or something.
Yeah, well, it's next week on Raw, and that might build, but
like I want to get back to the point where AJ is on SmackDown and it's the house that AJ Styles built. Like that's now I don't know if AJ has another run at the title in him.
I think AJ Cody would be fucking awesome, and because the WWE now is more open to like talking about other promotions, both members of the Bullet Club, both leaders of the Bullet Club,
dude. You just took the words right out of my mouth. There is an overlying story here that I saw online, and it makes great sense. And it's almost like the demise of the Judgment Day. There are people, I don't know which fan did it, but they put together a snippet of AJ, Finn, and Liv. All these connections that they've had over the last year. I mean, you got to remember, Finn Balor, as Prince Devitt, ran the Bullet Club, left New Japan. AJ Styles left TNA, took Finn Balor's place in running the Bullet Club. There's so many connections here. Finn is on
after
the outs,
AJ, Cody.
Finn is on the outs of Judgment Day. Judgment Day is hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
They're talking about bringing in another member now.
It's cool because it's background fodder for the show. Like those little segments in the back, but you can tell no one likes each other within that group.
Liv screw over Dominic to go with Finn and AJ. And start a new threesome type situation.
Which would be awesome.
Which would be incredible.
Yeah.
Because I think Finn is underutilized. I think AJ is underutilized.
Oh, dude, remember when Finn first came to the WWE and Finn Balor is fucking awesome, but I don't think they've ever used him right. They did in the beginning.
They had their chance when he won the first ever Universal title, and then he freaking got hurt.
Right.
And it screwed everything up. Yeah. And I think they had massive plans for Finn Balor. And he totally.
And it's time to see the demonic character back at some point. And I think something like that, like the program with AJ or even Cody.
I would have loved to see that with Bray.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that
would have been sick. No, we're on to something good here with it.
Yeah,
Cody and AJ, man, like
our minds are racing.
That's where they should be going. And AJ, is he gonna get in the Elimination Chamber or no?
There's one more match, but I honestly don't know who's in it.
But this is gonna be a story for later. I think it's gonna be Cena Cody at fucking WrestleMania. I'm just gonna go out and say that.
I mean, you're probably right. I don't see Cena needs that match. Well, I mean,
because they're starting this shit with Punk and Logan, so that's obviously where they're going there. Logan having that moment with Punk the other night was huge, and I think. CM Punk seemed intrigued to be a part of it too. Like he had some fucking killer lines.
Logan Paul's got some work to do. Rey Mysterio carried that match.
Yeah, I know.
Logan Paul's a tremendous athlete, and he is by far a great wrestler for someone that has not been doing it.
Still very green though.
And look at the people he's working with. Look at the people he's always worked with.
Yeah,
it's Roman Reigns. He's worked with guys that have been able to carry him. Rey Mysterio carried that match the other night.
And even as good as Logan was on the mic the other night with CM Punk in the ring, CM Punk just fucking delivered a couple lines that were just like, it was just killer. Like the Dominic Mysterio line, like it was just like, it was fucking really good.
Dude, there is like, we're in WrestleMania season.
It's everything over, and Cody's doing a good job of that. He's like, I know, I'm like fucking really going today, but my hands are moving, I'm fucking fired up. But, Cody's even saying in the ring, like, it's WrestleMania season. Everybody wants this. Like, he's just waiting for the pieces to fall. So he is kind of just lost in translation in the moment.
And then is Cody just not going to be at Elimination? I mean, are either champions really going to be doing anything at Elimination Chamber?
Probably not.
Yeah.
What's the need? I mean, the Elimination Chambers are the main match.
Unless you get Cody in some kind of like tag match with Jacob and Tonga and...
Who wants to see that?
I don't want to see Cody at all.
Here we go with this bullshit.
But no, I mean, dude, we're in the midst of it. We got a lot of good shit going on. After March 1st, they'll have to start painting the picture of all their cards. I mean, you got 2 nights of matches to fill. Mm-hmm. You got an IC belt, you got a US belt, which I think LA Knight and Shinsuke are kind of still doing their thing.
I'm over Shinsuke, by the way.
Yeah, no,
this fucking
put it back on LA Knight and just be done with it. I know why they put it on Shinsuke, because he was doing some appearances for Noha out in Japan, and they wanted that belt to be on him, which, whatever. But now let's get it back.
I actually seen LA Knight and The Miz in the ring together. I think they could have a good little program. I mean,
what, dude? The Final Testament, like, they had all the WWE releases. The Final Testament's done because AOP and Paul Ellering got released, so there's no more Final Testament. That whole thing is shot. I think I've talked about it on this podcast. Killer Cross is being Karrion Kross, is not being utilized at all, and he could be amazing. Bo Dallas being hurt has really screwed up the Wyatt Six.
Is that what's happening?
Alexa Bliss back. I mean, there's so many things they could have done with the Wyatt Six, and now they have to wait. I mean, that really killed anything that, has happened.
If Alexa gets into the Elimination Chamber, she's in.
Yeah.
Well, that should be good against Rhea.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking of that, like you were saying, who could... Because Bayley won her thing against Io Sky or whatever, right?
Bayley's fighting for the NXT Women's Championship tonight in a fatal 4-way.
Well, I can't stand Bayley, so I just I wouldn't want to see her versus Rhea.
There's a bunch of WWE main roster guys in tonight's Vengeance Day.
Yeah.
Obafemi is defending the NXT title against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Austin Theory, man, his fall from grace, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. And then I think...
But he was Vince's guy, and Vince is out of the company now.
Yeah, Austin Theory is okay. He's just another John Cena, to be honest with you.
True.
John Cena, I'm going to say something. I don't think a young John Cena coming in today's WWE would have made it.
No.
Because they needed John Cena back then, because they didn't have anybody.
Right.
All the big guys were done. They were in a transition period. If a young John Cena, like an Austin Theory, shows up today, he's irrelevant.
The prototype type of thing.
Yeah. The build, the perfection, all that stuff. Like, John Cena, they needed the next guy.
Right.
And now, if someone like that, like Austin Theory, comes in, there's no space for you.
No.
We got big acts. Unless you're Jey Uso coming out. But the tag belts are going to be I mean...
I'm not on the whole War Raiders thing, man. I just don't like that kind of stuff. That's just me personally. I'm probably an asshole for it, but I actually was rooting for the wrestling squad, Gable's
American Made.
Dude, I actually like that whole little group together.
There's something there.
That tag team's good.
Yeah, there's something there.
And I love the homage to Kurt.
Yeah.
I really love the homage to Kurt Angle.
There.
Kurt Angle's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah. There's something there with American Made. I think they've got possibilities. War Raiders are, it's a great story. I think they're getting there, but I can't imagine they're going to hold it much longer. DIY, I think you've really got capabilities of having an unbelievable DIY in the Motor City Machine Guns. I really think there's a possibility there that if they have their stage on WrestleMania, could be something special.
Be a good match, yeah. Oh, I'm sure WrestleMania is going to crush. I mean, but yeah, they've got, what do we got, a month and a half for them to get everything?
I mean, they got to tell one pay-per-view at a time.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to put together the card. They're almost got the 2 Elimination Chamber matches. What other matches are going to be on the card? Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Cody is in some kind of tag match with Fatu and Solo, maybe. It could be something like that.
Yeah, because he hasn't seemed to let Solo go.
Yeah. But you got to fill that card somehow.
Yeah. I did love that moment the other night when Fatu saw when Solo pulled up. Yeah. And Fatu puts his hand out and says, I got the first word. Yeah. And then Cody's like,
I'm liking Fatu, man.
Fatu's doing
I'm really liking Fatu. I think we got something. I think WWE has stumbled upon something great. And I am starting to see a lot of stuff online about Zilla. Like, are we going to see him? So it's going to be WrestleMania shaping up, man.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff tonight. We got Vengeance Day, NXT. Like I said, you got Obafemi defending the title against Theory and Waller. You got All Ego Ethan Page versus Javon Evans. That should be good. You got the Fatal 4-Way for the women's belt. You got Eddie Thorpe is fighting, what's his face? I just drew a blank. But then you got, there's a lot of good stuff tonight. NXT's killing it. These other companies, dude, I mean, I know NXT is WWE. But like, you've got the possibilities of these other companies. I mean, tonight also, which I thought was very interesting, AEW is going to be on TNT at a Sydney Grand Slam.
Yeah,
head to head against NXT.
That'd be interesting to see the numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure NXT will get it done, but like AEW, you know, you got that main event with Osprey and Omega versus the Don Callis family, Takeshita and Fletcher. Yeah. Like, that's going to be great. And I see that people are, if you listen to people talk and you read things online, people are over the Death Riders. Like, the Moxley, like, I see that they kind of dropped everything and they went back to Moxley Copeland. Mm-hmm. Like, I see that. I think that Moxley and Copeland are, I mean, I'd like to see Edge Adam Copeland win the belt. I just, something needs to happen in AEW. Yeah. Something needs to happen.
Because they've been running the same thing.
Because right now, and I've said this to you several times, TNA is my number 2 right now.
Yeah, you're loving TNA.
TNA is great, dude. What they're doing with TNA, Joe Hendry, the champion, over more than you could ever imagine, shows up at Royal Rumble, gets the biggest pop of the night. I don't care what anybody says. Bigger than Alexa Bliss, anything. There's something they're going to do with Joe Hendry. I don't know what stands next because Nick Nemeth got suspended the other night for accidentally super kicking Santino. So, like, there's so much good shit happening in TNA, and I just don't know where to go.
But I can see with how over Joe Hendry is that I don't doubt he's going to... I don't know where his contract sits with TNA and where they're at that way, but he's got WWE written all over him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's already appeared. Like,
and with that new connection.
WWE just signed Jordan Grace, so she's coming over full-time. Joe Hendry, you've already got NXT guys.
And I can see him going to NXT first. Just like they do with everybody, because they got to learn the business.
You've already got, like, Fraxium has been wrestling tag. They've been defending their NXT tag belts in TNA. So, like, I don't know what the details of this relationship is, but there's a lot of possibilities, and Joe Hendry is one of the biggest overstars in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah, he is fucking over.
And
he's super over.
You know, I think his shtick is funny right now. Mm-hmm. It was great. I loved him in the Royal Rumble, and Sheamus was in the corner, and he's like, man, I was enjoying that. And he was stomping his feet, and then I think Roman Reigns came and threw him out or whatever. Yeah. And then Sheamus was like, man, I was really enjoying that. I know I'm all over the place right now, but how do you not let Sheamus win his final belt at WrestleMania? Right. Win that Intercontinental belt.
From Braun.
I don't know why I'm all over the place. I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Yeah. It's just getting good because we're getting closer to WrestleMania, which is what gets exciting. We just want to see things finalized, and it's just not happening fast enough for us. So we're all over the map because, I mean, just sitting here talking and like, dude, I'm so intrigued on the fucking Finn, Cody, and AJ now that AJ's back. If they go down that line, I don't think it'll be for WrestleMania. It'll be down the line, but that's where Cody can go. Cody can, go back to being like the Bullet Club fucking. Oh, it'd be awesome. Yeah.
There's so much, even though Anderson and Gallows got cut, but it's there's a lot of to jump back into TNA, like, I don't know what Hendry's gonna do next because he fought Jake something the other night, and Nick Nemeth came out. Well, Ryan Nemeth came out first, and then Nick Nemeth accidentally super kicks Santino, gets suspended. But the cool story right now, outside of Hendry being the champion, is Josh Alexander getting ready to fight his final match of TNA against Eric Young. I mean, Josh Alexander has been a staple of TNA for the longest time. He's carried that company in the worst times. He formed the Northern Armory, and now his guys turned on him and have sided with Eric Young. And what better last match? I mean, they're not calling it a retirement match. I think it's literally like his contract is up and he's just not coming back. Like, Josh Alexander is the face of TNA wrestling for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
He's carried that company, and what better... I mean, him versus Eric Young is going to be...
I love Eric Young.
Phenomenal, dude.
I've loved Eric Young since the first time I saw him in a match.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And he was crazy.
When they used to have... remember when the TNA used to have the World Cup?
Yeah.
Team Canada?
Yeah.
Team Canada was... They had some players on that team, and Scott D'Amore was the leader, and now he runs TNA. Like, it's...
Wasn't Bobby Roode a part of that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where is Bobby Roode?
Bobby Roode is like an agent for WWE.
Oh, he's just
like
not wrestling
producer.
anymore?
Yeah. I don't know if he's hurt or he's just gone that route. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, I think that Josh Alexander, Eric Young is potentially going to be phenomenal. Like, you know, what is Bradshaw's situation with TNA coming out and screwing over Matt Cardona? Is he just coming after Matt Cardona? Because he came after Matt Cardona in GCW as well. Like, what are they trying to do there? Is Matt Cardona going to be back in WWE? There's Chelsea Green keeps hinting at it in all these interviews. Chelsea Green is Matt Cardona's wife. And Matt Cardona, if I'm Matt Cardona, I do not come back to WWE as Zack Ryder.
Mm-mm.
I come back as Matt Cardona because I ran out and I reinvented myself. And that's what Triple H asks you to do. Go reinvent yourself.
And, like, even just listening to Cody's thing, like, I watched this interview with Cody a couple months ago, and when they asked him to come back, because he had gotten, like, he, you know, did the American Nightmare thing, they allowed him to come back as that instead of, you know, what they did before. They didn't make him, like, Vince used to always be like, nope, you're coming back, like you were just saying. Nope, you're going to come back as Zack Ryder. Triple H now is allowing these guys to, like, finally go out.
Like, he's telling me, like
you guys go get over somewhere else?
Like, look at the people that have done it. Drew McIntyre went out, reinvented himself, came back. Cody, obviously, has done it. Potentially, Matt Cardona could do it. You've seen all these guys leave the company, go on the indie scene, create a name for themselves with creative, you know. Hopefully, maybe we get to see someone like a Ricochet do that, who really floundered in WWE, who was amazing in independent wrestling before he came to WWE with Lucha Underground and all that stuff. You've got... The WWE is now more open than ever when it comes to independent wrestling. I mean, they bought Evolve, and now Evolve has its own show. They're getting ready to... I don't know if you've seen the previews for LFG. It's like a new Tough and Huff.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that'd be
it's
cool.
Undertaker, Bully Ray, Mickey James, and can't think of the fourth, but there's 4 coaches, and it looks awesome. It looks awesome.
What's that going to be on?
A&E, starting Sunday night.
Really?
Yeah.
No shit.
So they're just so open to this, and then creating the WWE ID program with basically ranking independent wrestling. Triple H has changed that part of the business. Vince never wanted any of that. Vince was like, oh, you're not a WWE guy. I'm going to bury you when you get to my roster. I'm going to prove that I can pay you, and then when you get there, I'm going to bury you.
Right.
Yeah.
He did that shit for years, man.
Mm-hmm. But there's, like, when it comes to, like, all that stuff, there's so much good stuff out there. Like, I'm excited Thursday night to turn on TNA.
Yeah.
Because I want to see who's coming out. Like, they opened the show with the Joe Hendry concert, and then Jake something, which I'm not very familiar with. He was great, but, you know, he got the title shot. The week before, Matt Cardona got the title shot. Everything going on with Eric Young. And then Wednesday nights with AEW, you've got, which I think that there's a potential story being told one last time with Dustin Rhodes with MJF. That promo.
I saw some of that. I saw a little bit of that.
Cut on each other was so fucking good, dude.
Was it?
It was so fucking good. And Dustin Rhodes has the ability. You know, we all know that Dustin Rhodes can hang in the ring.
Oh, he's
one of the best ever.
I think he's
and
probably
if he's got
one of the
one
best
more
in-ring
chance,
guys of all time.
Like him and MJF could be something special. And I think Dustin Rhodes could do the whole thing. He's like, I have my story to finish. Like, I need to finish my story.
That's awesome.
Like, there's a whole thing that they could do with that. And then to I mean, How unbelievable would it be if Dustin got one more chance in the WWE with his brother?
Oh, it'd be sick.
Not as Goldust, not as any of that shit.
Dustin Rhodes.
I mean, it would be funny to watch Goldust again, but Dusty's past it. Dustin's past that. But like, yeah, I mean, he's got a chance like to run this MJF story. Like, I need to finish my story. Yeah. Like, you know, my brother finished his story. I have a story to finish.
Yeah, and for like those of you that aren't familiar with Dustin Rhodes, man, just go watch a Dustin Rhodes match and watch how that dude. I've said it for years that I think he's one of the best in-ring wrestlers of all time.
He's great.
And
even as Gold.
To me, like as much as people get over on the mics and all that stuff, which is very important. Like I always like wrestlers based on their in-ring stuff. Like I'm a stickler. Like all my favorites have always been technicians. Bret Hart. you go down the line like Dean Malenko, Benoit, one of the best.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like
in ring, not out of ring.
If you want to watch good, if you want to watch good in-ring wrestling and how they Kurt Angle, how they carry their opponent, Dustin is one of those smoothest dudes ever. I mean, Cody's really good, but Dustin's one of the
best matches I've ever seen. Was one of the first ever matches in AEW. Was the brother versus brother, Dustin versus Cody at All Out, dude. Those guys, one of the best matches. If you haven't seen that match, go back and watch it. One of the best matches ever. Yeah. AEW.
The storytelling within the ring, the
Cody versus Dustin Rhodes, brother versus brother, dude. One of the best matches I've ever seen.
And the funny thing is, when you hear that, when you know the Rhodes story, Dustin was so much older than Cody. They really didn't grow up together. Right. It was a whole different thing. Like where, you know, their father was obviously Dusty, one of the greatest of all time. And you know, when Dustin was coming up, I guess Dusty was on a different level where he was traveling all the time. And but to see those two just
and Dustin was actually taken more under his wing than Cody was, because Cody was, you know, had some jealousy to the Dusty kids of OVW.
Oh yeah,
that took precedent over Cody, like John Cena, Batista, Brock Lesnar,
Roman Reigns. That's what started the whole Roman. I mean, if you remember when Roman and Cody started,
that whole OVW class was the Cody Dustin. I'm sorry,
plus down in NXT.
Yeah, like that. I mean, we all know that OVW class was insane. Roman, this is before Roman. Brock, Batista, Cena,
Randy.
Just listen to that. They were all in the same independent wrestling company. And then when NXT started, Dusty Rhodes was there, and we had Dusty's kids that overshadowed Cody.
Seth.
And Roman, Seth.
Dean.
Dean Ambrose.
Moxley.
Yeah. You had, you know, so many people there, and Cody got overlooked. Mm-hmm. And Cody went out and proved everybody wrong on his own.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought Cody was great, but now I'm over it.
Yeah. No, I get where you're over it.
I just need to see something. I don't need to see the same dude come out every week in a 3-piece suit.
Then switch to his wrestling jacket.
And then have his American Nightmare jacket on. And then come on the thing. And then someone comes in the ring. And it's like, I respect you, but I da-da-da-da-da. It's the same fucking thing every week, dude. I'm done with it.
I really think we are going to see Cody turn this year. I don't know if it'll be before. I don't think it'll be by WrestleMania because
they hinted at it with the KO story, but then right out from underneath us.
Yeah.
KO to Sammy. Randy? Does Randy get the mysterious 6th spot? Like, I don't know.
Like, let's see the American Nightmare be a real American Nightmare. You know, like, that was what I think. And Cody, I so believe if he turns, it'll put him on another fucking atmosphere in the history of wrestling.
Yeah.
Because that dude can do it. He can be a heel and he can be a face. Not all of them can do it. And being a face right now is not doing shit for anybody. You know? Because it's just getting old. It's like when John Cena was and I know it's important for Cody because he said it, to be that guy, to be the face that people are even tired of. Because Cena went through it for years. Like I talked about earlier today in the pod. Like, it just got to a point with Cena where it was like, the fans just want him gone so bad, and then he finally disappeared, and now look what happens. Like when he comes back, now it's like
they're all mad because Jey eliminated him. Your girl might win the belt tonight. Roxanne Perez.
Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Dude,
she was the one who lasted. She was the one who lasted a long time.
She came out the other night with Bayley in the ring, dressed as classic Bayley, and she was doing this, and then Bayley lost her match.
Is that why Bayley's going down to fight
Roxanne, Bayley, Julia, and Cora Jade. Should be good.
It's a 4-way for the belt?
Yeah. They love Roxanne Perez down there, dude.
Yeah, you said she's like really high on the list.
Yeah. I think Bayley's
I think it says that she was lasted to the final.
She's only like 20 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I think Bayley's going down there just to help all these young girls work a little bit. But, like, I think it's time for... Obafemi, he's not going to lose to one of these two guys tonight. Like, I don't understand. But it's time to start seeing... I want to see, like, an Ethan Page.
Well, NXT's building for their main... Because they have their main event, their WrestleMania the night before, right?
Yeah.
So
they have a whole weekend. Like, tonight's big for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good wrestling tonight. I mean, I want to watch I want to watch Ospreay and Omega tonight. Like, that's going to be good. Yeah. Ospreay is as good as it gets, man. And is Ospreay and Omega really going to be able to, after their history, are they going to come together to take down the Don Callis family? What's going to happen there?
Right. Yeah.
Someone's got to take down the Don Callis family. It's that simple. Someone's got to take down the freaking Death Riders. That story's getting stale on a lot of people too. Mm-hmm. It's just time for things to... If you want to compete, like, I think...
I just saw something, too, about layoffs in AEW, and people pissed off about some of what Tony Khan just said. I didn't see what it was, but...
Yeah, I mean, I know WWE released quite
I just saw, like, a little quick page earlier and said, Tony Khan, what the fuck are you doing, basically?
Yeah, like, I mean, WWE, they hammered some people out. I mean, nobody really surprising. I mean... I thought AOP and Paul Ellering, just to end the Final Testament like that, getting rid of those three guys, but they weren't really doing anything. I think the Wyatt Six getting shut down hurt the Final Testament. Sonya Deville, who's been there for a long time, she got released. Nobody really too surprising. Yeah. You got to trim the roster at some point.
Right.
Who knows? There could be more to come. They got a lot of young talent.
They do.
A lot of young talent. Oh, I was thinking...
They got so much fucking talent, they can't get everything on TV,
Eddie
man.
Thorpe and Trick Williams. It just dawned on me.
Yeah.
That's going on tonight, too. That'll be good.
Nice.
I like Trick Williams. I think he could come up...
So is MJF and Dustin fighting tonight?
No, they're not.
No.
You mean at AEW?
Yeah.
No, I honestly, I'm not familiar with the entire card of AEW tonight.
We'll tune in.
Yeah, I mean, I know, obviously, the big match is Ospreay and Omega versus Fletcher and Takeshita. But I love, like, dude, who's gonna come back to WWE and be big as Toni Storm.
Yeah.
Like what she did with the timeless Toni Storm, and then she came as classic Toni Storm, and then she switched back and said, I was playing the role of my lifetime. I was like, I mean, she has done such good work. I mean, she is one of the best women wrestlers in the world right now.
Yeah. Oh, you know who I was excited to see come out again the other night? Trish Stratus.
I know. She was there last night.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She came out to save Tiffy time, right?
Yeah.
And then she got smashed, and then Charlotte comes out and says, Tiffy.
Oh, we're on X right now. They must be live right now down there.
Oh, like pre-show?
Yeah. Well, no, because it's in Australia.
Oh,
so it's probably already... But yeah, Toni Storm, talk about women that have really done something. Toni Storm in the last year has been phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, she deserves her credit big time.
That's awesome.
Like what she did when she came back as classic Toni Storm, and then she faked everybody out, and she was like, I've been playing the role of a lifetime. Like, she's so good. She's very, very good.
Yeah.
She's very good.
You think she's coming back? We'll see, right?
I don't know. We'll see. But, dude, there's some big wrestling tonight, man. And then we're a couple weeks away.
From
Elimination Chamber.
And then everything will be set. We'll have some good shit leading up to WrestleMania.
Once we get Cody's opponent, everything else will start to fall in place.
Yep.
You know,
and then maybe Cody won't seem so stale for you.
Cody's stale. I mean, I don't know who else they're going to put up. I mean, if they put Cena against him, you're going to have to make Cody's going to have to be the bad guy.
If Cena wins, it's going to be Punk Logan at WrestleMania. Guaranteed. I think.
Punk wins, then it'll be Cena Logan.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you do with Drew? What do you do with...
All of a sudden, they're like, they had Damian being built, and then they shit all over him. And then he gets his moment the other night and wins the 3-way against Braun and Fatu with shenanigans on the outside, which is how he got there. But so I don't see him getting pushed in the Elimination Chamber.
I love that they've brought Gunther.
Will they have one more left? This next week they're gonna all the final members.
Both matches each.
Is there two out or one?
Huh?
Is there still two more?
No, one more.
Just one more each.
Yeah, women, one more man to be determined.
So who's in both? Because
right now in the men's you have Cena, Punk, Logan, Damian, Drew.
Okay.
And then whoever. The women you have Bianca, Alexis, Liv, Naomi, and
Seth's not in the Elimination Chamber?
No, not yet.
Is he have a match to?
I don't know who's in the next match. I can't remember who the fifth lady is so far, but it doesn't matter. Exactly, doesn't matter. Yeah, but like, hopefully it's Jade.
Yeah,
but I don't think she'll get a match.
Right. Elimination Chamber might be too big for her.
Yeah, could be too dangerous for her too.
Yeah, you got to be pretty fucking skilled to go into that. I mean, even Logan being in there, it's like, I mean, I'm sure he's going to do something crazy. He'll be the one that's going to go through the cage or something, but or through the glass, or you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I mean, he came in last year and screwed over AJ. You remember that?
Yeah.
He snuck in the cage.
Yeah.
But, so, I mean, we got a lot of things to happen with that. What happens with Roman? When does he start coming back to make that storyline happen? I mean,
why is he off TV?
You keep going off TV, you're going to lose my interest.
Mm-hmm.
You're losing my interest.
Yeah. Because, I mean, let's not face it, the WWE's the best when Heyman's around. And Heyman hasn't been around for a little bit.
I mean, they've been doing these interviews with Roman and Heyman on, like, doing media. It's like, Roman doesn't need to do media. Like, I don't know. But, you know what we do? You guys know that we love our independent wrestling.
Yeah. And
next week, PWR is back.
Hell yeah.
With My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine.
Next Sunday, OB Restaurant again in Deland. This is the third time in a row at Deland. Last month they had an unbelievable turnout crowd. They're pre-selling tickets online, so get yours today if you haven't got it yet, because it might be standing room only in there. And we've got some great matches lined up. PWR is full steam ahead. You've got the matchup that we've all been waiting for. Chris Carnage versus the entitled millennial.
The little entitled millennial.
Forrest Nystrom. My favorite. I love him. He knows it.
Yeah.
But Chris Carnage and Forrest Nystrom finally going to get in the ring together. It's going to be something that all you PWR fans have been waiting for. A lot has happened, and the match is finally going to happen. How will Forrest weasel his way into a victory? What do you think, KT?
Oh, it's going to be shenanigans, I'm sure.
There's a lot. I mean, PWR's got a great show set up. Shane Evans, open challenge for his belt.
Nice.
Come and get some, Deland. Tiberius is
they're going to be bringing in someone that's going to be from an outside promotion.
Tiberius has already come. He said he's going to be at the event. So who knows what's going to happen with Tiberius. I'm sure he feels like he was screwed over from that belt. That was his title that got taken away from him, and he's ready. You've got Some tag matches. You've got Fatal 4-Ways.
Yeah, there's a Fatal 4-Way with El Polo Loco, Ethan Olsen.
We've seen Ethan Olsen the last few times.
Munoz and Alex Jansen.
Yeah. Ethan Olsen is the Viking guy. We've seen him a lot about. I saw a nice little promo. One of the boys that we were really impressed with I almost said the last pay-per-view, at the last show, was Ironside.
Yeah.
And he's not on the card for some reason, and he just sent a promo into PWR being like,
I
destroyed everybody. I want to know what happened to Ironside. Why is he not on the card?
Yeah, he's
PWR?
he's calling shenanigans on that too.
Yep. And you know who else is on the card that old KT is a big fan of? Alejandro Bravo.
Oh, yeah. He's going against Colton.
He is on the card. That is KT's boy, Alejandro Bravo. I wonder if he's going to get into any action with Carnage. And he's got a history after the last pay-per-view with Carnage.
Yeah, Tiberius will be in attendance. Maybe he's going to jump in with Shane Evans.
Yeah.
Who else do we got?
Your boy, Jeff Yeager.
Yep, Jeff Yeager versus Caleb Courageous.
Yep.
That looks like it's going to be a battle of skill, strength, and
Jeff
sheer
Yeager's
determination.
the one that pumped you out.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see them go. We got, who else do we got? We got a tag team with the Big Deal and the Cowus.
Yep, Wild West Seagrass, man.
Yep.
Saw him go through a table not too long ago. There's Alejandro Bravo versus Brian Colton.
I bet you that's going to be a good one. Anytime Alejandro Bravo's in the ring, it's freaking...
KT loves him some Alejandro Bravo. I'm looking forward to it. It feels
He's
like
the angriest man in wrestling,
It feels like it's been like 6-7 weeks, dude.
I know.
Like, it's been a long time.
Yep.
Shane Evans with the Open
Challenge.
Dude, Shane Evans representing Deland, dude. Like, he deserves to be the first champ. We want to have him on this show. Our time frame, we got really busy, and we couldn't get any interviews done. Our lives got in the way, but we wanted to have Shane Evans on. We want to have Forrest on. We want to have Chris on. But now that we're kind of getting back into our schedule, we'll be there next week.
We also got another tag team with the House of Spades and Strike Force. Yep.
Strike Force is coming back.
Those guys are good. I like watching them. They're a good tag team.
2 months ago. They weren't at the last show, but they're there. There's a lot of good stuff going on. PWR is on the rise. If you guys have not come out to Deland and come see the show at OB's, come out. The last show was bigger than the first, and we're expecting massive turnout for this one. We've already had communication with co-owner Brady Gibson. You guys have met him on our show.
Yeah, and if you haven't heard it, go back and listen to that one because it's a good interview.
Go back and listen. Brady talks about everything of what it's like to run this business.
Starting it out.
We're going to have a lot of these guys on the show. We wanted to have Shane on before this. We just got a little busy and we were unable to record any pods. But we're going to start having some guys on. What better person than to have Shane Evans on, the champion, the Deland man.
And only Entitled Millennial is going to be upset about that because he was already mad about it.
But Forrest, don't worry, I got you. We got you on, man. But Forrest, we want to have Chris Carnage on, and KT's boy Alejandro Bravo. Like we're going to try to do a live show at one of their events, and we'll get to talk to all these guys. But we want to bring it to you. Independent wrestling, Central Florida. These guys, PWR is doing it right. They now have a champion.
I think next week's pod we're going to do after the event, so we'll be able to talk about live reactions.
We're going to be pumped up, probably a little sauced. We're going to be pumped up. We're going to be ready to go. We love PWR. They've been good to us, and we want to relay that message to all you guys. But I don't know. I'm assuming the main event's going to be Chris Carnage and Forrest.
Yeah, check them out on Facebook. All the cards are right there. The stories are being told.
Yeah.
That's where you can see the promo videos.
Yeah, there's some cryptic messages on there. There's a cryptic video that was sent in. Not sure who that was by. A lot of things going on in PWR. If you're not paying attention to it, you need to start paying attention to it.
Yeah.
Because if you live in Central Florida, come over to OB's.
Yeah.
They got great wings, great beer. The weather's going to be great. Outside. What more could you ask for than Chris Carnage versus Forrest Nystrom?
Sunday afternoon, a little Sunday fun day.
What more could you ask for? Chris Carnage, Forrest Nystrom, Shane Evans, open challenge.
And if you make it out, come and say hello. We love interacting with the fans.
Absolutely.
And everything.
And we're going to do a live show in one of the next couple shows there, and we want to talk to everybody. We're pumped. We love it. And I can't wait to see, how long Shane can hold on to this belt. Who's his next challenger? If Tiberius comes after the belt, or if he's got beef with somebody else. I don't know. And will the score be settled with Forrest and Chris, or is this just chapter 1 of something that could be something special? We don't know. But I can't wait to see it. We'll be there live in person. If you guys listen to the pod, we'd love to say hi to everybody. But also, we're excited for it. It's next Sunday, February 23rd, OBs. I believe the start time is at 3:30. Yep. $12 online tickets, $15 at the door.
Great price.
Great Either price. Way. Bring the kids. It's entertaining.
Kids are free.
Live
right?
wrestling. Kids are free. They've been free at the last couple shows.
Yeah,
I'm
not sure this time.
I'm sure they're going to be. We're going to get to see little Dick Mondell.
Yeah, Diva D.
Diva D. They're Diva D. What is she going to have up her sleeve? Is she in cahoots with? Is she in cahoots with the entitled millennial? He's got a very interesting contract with PWR that I don't know if everybody else has.
Right.
He gets his title shots. He gets his vacations. He gets all this stuff. He wasn't even at the January show, and now he's.
And I'm sure she's going to be talking down to us like she does every time we go to that event.
She's going to be shitting all over Deland. Guys, don't be cheering her. She's dogging us. But Diva D, Dick Mondell, Brady Gibson, we're all going to be there. It's going to be great. And we hope that you guys come out to watch because we'll be there. It's awesome. It's next Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
And we'll be doing a podcast right after it, talking about all the action.
Yep.
We'll go over everything that happens tonight on Vengeance Day, AEW Grand Slam Sydney.
This week's Raw and SmackDown.
Raw and SmackDown. We should have a very good picture painted for Elimination Chamber. And possibly maybe some WrestleMania stuff. I mean, we already know 2 matches. So we're getting there.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens. But, guys, we're back. Sorry for the intermittent weeks and laying off, but we appreciate you guys supporting us. We had some good topics last week. Keep watching us on YouTube. Podcast drops on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, all the podcast deals. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're on Facebook,
Instagram,
anything you can do it. We're posting all the time.
Please like and subscribe and keep sharing.
Yeah, we love it. Be on the lookout. Probably a new logo coming since the show has kind of turned all wrestling, which we love.
And hopefully some merch here soon.
Yeah, we're going to have some stuff coming out. So, again, we appreciate all you guys. And like always, KT, in the great words of Jackie Moon, everybody love everybody. Peace.